large glassy green eyes, and a long sniped nose like a weathercock. When he strode along the profile of a hill on a windy day, one might have taken him for a scarecrow eloped from the cornfield. But in his small inner part of the schoolroom, bounded with bald walls, he ruled supreme.
60 seconds make a minute, 60 minutes make an hour, 24 hours make a day.
The state of Connecticut is bounded on the north by Massachusetts, on the east by Rhode Island.
The fat cat ate the rat, run, cat, run.
Silence, children. I observe that Master Yost Van Houten is more than usually industrious with his slate. Come forward, Master Yost, and let us admire your handiwork.
Please, teacher, I don't wanna.
You will bring me your slate at once, Master Yost. Thank you. What have we here? Would you draw a character of your teacher, would you, Master Yost? Read aloud what you have written.
Teacher's mad, and I'm glad I know what'll please him.
Go on.
Bottle of wine, make him shine the tree of his half season.
I have ever borne in mind the golden maxim, spare the rod and spoil the child. I would not on any account have Mr. Yost Van Houten spoiled. You will hold out your hand, Master Yost.
Oh, I don't wanna.
I'm only doing my born duty by your good parents, Master Yost. There. It may smart now, my poetic young friend, but you will remember and thank me for it the longest day you have to live.
Despite his stern discipline and his peculiar appearance, this schoolteacher was regarded as a man of great learning. He would quote long passages from Cotton Mather's History of New England Witchcraft. He was the singing master of Sleepy Hollow and led the choir earnestly on Sundays. These accomplishments gave him an advantage over the country bumpkins in wooing the blooming Katrina Van Tassel, daughter of the wealthiest Dutch farmer in the neighborhood. On afternoons, when his scholarly duties were over, Ichabod would repair to the Van Tassel farmhouse, situated on the great banks of the Hudson, in a green and fertile nook.
And how are you, Miss Katrina? Always busy spinning, weaving, or baking your delicious little cakes. Such delicious cakes.
It's nice of you to praise him, Master Craig. Won't you try some of today's baking? This honey loaf, and these donuts, and a bit of new cheese, and a glass of father's cider.
Just a morsel, just a trifle, just a drop. I'm a light eater, Miss Katrina. I take only enough to keep my soul and body together.
But you must taste my apple cake, Master Craig, and a bit of this coffee toucan. Here, let me fill up your glass, too.
Miss Katrina, your charms have made a deep impression on my heart.
Oh, Master Crane, how you do talk.
Katrina, there is something I must tell you. I'll thank you to pass the peach preserves. Something I've been hoping. Well, just a drop more cider if you insist. Katrina, I love you.
Yes, here comes Mother. I'll be singing. Do, re, mi. Good evening, Master Crane. I see you doing my girl lesson.
Yes, indeed, Frau Van Tassel. Now give me an A, Miss Katrina. A. Oh. And now the song. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high.
Very nice, I'm sure. Well, he must have belong to my poetry. He conducts some foolish things, but girls come after himself. Did a good lesson, Katrina.
Miss Katrina, as I was saying, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, I love you.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. This is so sudden, Master Crane.
Your virtues exceed my fondest hopes. Just how large is this farm, Miss Katrina?
300 acres.
300 acres? Miss Katrina, I adore you. Tell me you'll be Mrs. Ichabod Crane.
You must give me time to think it over. I'll give you your answer
When?
next Friday week at our quilting frolic. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la.
Next Friday week, the days passed slowly for our impatient lover. Already in anticipation, Ichabod saw himself master of the rich fields, the vast barns, sleek porkers, snowy geese, regiments of turkeys. He knew he had a rival as Ron Van Brunt, a burly young farmer who won all the neighborhood races and cockfights and was the leader of a gang of mischief makers. Ron had boasted that he would double the schoolmaster up and lay him on the shelf of his own schoolhouse. But Ichabod did not take his threats very seriously. To pass the time until the quilting bee, he he reread Cotton Mather's book on witchcraft from cover to cover. He remained at his desk in the long schoolhouse one evening so late that it was pitch dark when he last started homeward. As he walked along through the hollow, his teeth began to chatter, and the ordinary sounds of the night took on ghosts and terrors.
Ooh, what a spooky night. Just the night for the Headless Horseman to ride. What if I should meet him? It sounds like an owl, but it might be a witch. There was old Nan Stidwiddle of Salem and Besso Bidlam. She that curdles the cow's milk and put burrs in baby's hair. Ooh. Mercy on us. What a dreadful sound. Some poor homeless ghost, I make no doubt. Get back to your grave. Do. That's a good ghost. What a black night. Not a single star. Ooh, there goes one now, shooting across the sky. A falling star means death. Then there was that black cat I met yesterday. That's a sure sign of trouble. Ah, is that a bullfrog or a haunt?
Finally came the evening of the quilting sewing at Mynheer Van Tassel. Ichabod wanted to arrive in Scotland, the home of his lady love, so he bought an old plow horse called Gunpowder from Hans Van Ripper, the farmer in whose home he was then boarding. On this steed he presented a curious figure indeed. He rode with short stirrups which brought his bony knees up to the pommel of his saddle, and the motion of his arms was like the flapping of great black wings. Such was the romantic figure that arrived presently at Mynheer Van Tassel's farmhouse to find the merrymaking in full swing.
Mynheer Van Tassel. This is indeed a celebrous occasion.
Evening, Ichabod, evening. Fall to and help yourself to victuals.
What a bumptious repast. Apple and pumpkin pie, broiled shad and roasted chickens, preserved plums and peaches from my own trees. I should say your own trees, Mynheer Van Tassel.
Ichabod, great.
Show us how you do the shakedown.
If Miss Katrina will be my partner.
Yes, here I am.
He's pretty good for a schoolmaster.
Go, Ichabod.
Yay, Ichabod.
But Bromby and Brunt, Ichabod's rival for the hand of Katrina, did not feel so gay as the rest of the party.
You'd think with St. Vincent himself clattering on the floor, these fit together so loose he'll fall apart if you don't watch out.
Oh, Bromby and Brunt, you've got a pretty rival for Katrina's hand, eh?
They say the schoolmaster is counting his chickens before they're hatched.
Look at him overhaul.
You wait to see. I'll fix it.
Bravo, Ichabod!
Bring me in the Muller's cider full to neighbors. You got a cold ride home.
This is the stuff to put on in a minute. Anything to? Give me a few bumpers of Fred Van Tassel's old timer. Long last the Headless Horseman.
The Headless Horseman. Has he been seen of late?
Yes, just another night goes hour, said the horseman. I hear you don't believe in me, says the ghost. That I don't, said Oldbrower. I think you're a humbug. But the phantom caught him for such a ride as never was. Then with a clap of thunder, he turned into a skeleton and flung Brower into the brook. That'll teach you not to believe in honest ghosts, says he as he disappears.
I hadn't heard that. You mean?
What a thing to happen to a body.
Oh, that's nothing. I met the Headless Horse myself the other night, coming from Terrytown.
Comes back from the Farm Bowl Tavern, you see anything?
No, I was sober enough. I offered to race the ghost at the end for a bowl of punch. I had won the race too, but just as we got to the bridge, he vanished in a ball of fire.
A ball of fire. The Sleepy Hollow Bridge, you say. And tonight I have to cross it.
You should find Major Andre Payne.
word with your lovely daughter before I depart, Van Tassel. You, give in pretty much to her wishes, I take it.
I love that lass even better than my pipe, schoolmaster, and I've had just one rule bringing her up. Let her have her own way.
Good. Ah, Miss Katrina. Miss Katrina, may I speak with you apart?
Have you brought your tuning fork, Master Crane? I don't know if we would be able to talk without that.
What passed at this interview I wouldn't pretend to say, but something must have gone very wrong, for Ichabod stole forth after a while with the crestfallen air. Ah, these women. Ichabod went to the barn without any of his former airs, kicked poor Gunpowder awake, and set off through the hill. The hour was as dismal as himself. Driving clouds hid the stars and the moon.
Get up, you crow's bait. Heaven have mercy on us. What's the matter with the critter? Giddy up, consarn you, you one-eyed knock-kneed swayback ballin'. It's the hanging tree. He sees the tree where they hanged Andre. Come, Gunpowder. If we're to get home by a 4 o'clock crow, we must get by this tree somehow. I'll whistle to keep our courage up. Ooh, even the echo mocks me tonight.
Ichabod! Ichabod Crane!
What was that? Who wants Ichabod Crane? I see it now, waiting beside the road. A man on horseback. Perhaps it's just one of the relevers going home from Van Tassel. I'll speak to him. Good evening, friend. Who are you? Whoa, Gunpowder. If he's more than mortal, a palm tune should drive him off away. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow.
Or was it you the mournful sound?
There goes that echo again, mocking me. Oh, mercy, mercy, he's riding alongside. Friend, since you don't seem disposed to be civil, I'll just take my leave of you. Giddy up, Gunpowder. He's close on my heels. Very well, friend. I have no mind to be sociable myself, so I'll just drop behind, if you don't mind. He won't let me lag behind. Well, here comes the moon out from under the clouds. Now I'll get a glimpse of his face. Bless me, he hasn't got any head. He's the headless horseman himself. And he's carrying his head afore him on the saddle. Giddy up, Gunpowder.
Away then they dashed, stones flying at every bound. Ichabod's flimsy garments fluttered in the wind as he stretched his long lank body over his horse's head in the eagerness of his flight.
There's the church right ahead, Gunpowder. Ghosts can't abide churches. Just reach the bridge and we're safe. Cock crow. Ghosts always vanish at cock crow. Let's see if he's gone. He hasn't vanished. He's right behind me. He's going to throw his head at me. Ah!
The next morning, the old horse was found without his saddle and with the bridle under his feet, soberly cropping the grass at his master's gate. And where was Ichabod Crane? That worried Frau Van Ripper, too, as she said,
Hans Van Ripper, please inform Master Crane breakfast. He's ready for school now. The breakfast is spoiled and clear now.
Yeah. Why, Frau, look out the window yet. That's Gunpowder. So where's my saddle? Or look at that bridle. Ichabod Crane, why didn't you put Gunpowder in the barn last night? Ichabod, why don't you answer?
Yvonne, has something happened to schoolmaster? Where is he?
Over at the schoolhouse, the boys and girls gathered at the usual hour. As time went by and Master Crane did not appear, groups formed on the steps and in the yard. Several of the older boys strolled about the banks of the brook, while the younger ones played in the schoolyard. But still no schoolmaster. Later in the day, small groups of neighbors gathered to discuss the strange disappearance.
Ah, poor schoolmaster. He's a strange one. Wasn't Ichabod over at Fantastic's for the quilting last night? Wasn't he now? You should have seen him during the shakedown with Mr. Trina and eat. Where did he put it?
Well, then he would have had to come home by the bridge on the church road. He was on gunpowder, wasn't he, Mom?
God, neighbor, I lent my horse and my best saddle to help him over Miss Katrina. It looks as if we both lost.
Let's walk down the bridge anyhow. Maybe we can see an access point.
And so the neighbors followed, slowly after Ichabod's landlord, Hans Van Ripper, and he walked with bent head, searching eyes toward the Sleepy Hollow Bridge. Hans noticed that the tracks of the horse's hoofs were deeply indented in the roof, evidently because of furious beasts. When he found his best saddle trampled in the mud, he was speechless with anger. But as the men reached the bridge,
His hands, there, on the bank near the water. It's Ichabod's hat.
And that smashed pumpkin, where did it come from?
Ichabod's hat. And so close to the water, too. We must look for his body. He must have a decent burial.
so the good neighbors searched the brook, but the body of the schoolmaster was not to be found. When Hans Van Ripper got home, he went to Ichabod's room. His pitch pipe, his books, clothes, all were there. As he was a bachelor and nobody's debt, no one troubled his head any more about him. But as winter approached and the time came for stories by the fireside, the story of Ichabod's disappearance was told again and again. And the legend grew until one day,
Run, then run, wilt thou have this room to be thy wedded wide, so long as ye both shall live? Katrina Van Tassel, wilt thou have this man to be thy wedded husband?
I will.
I now pronounce that they are man and wife.
at the wedding breakfast at the Van Tassel home, the conversation naturally turned to Ichabod as the guests grew menaced.
Have another piece of cake, Hans.
That I will. Say, wasn't this Ichabod's favorite cake? Wonder what will be found from it.
I saw Ichabod Crane in New York when I was in the city last night.
Oh, Fantail. See me out, Ichabod? Yay, yay, yay.
You know, Mom, I've been thinking about that ride with Ichabod. So it seems to me that something was to be found beside his head is more important than we thought. Whenever we tell him a story, and long run within earshot, he always laughs at the kill. I'm not too sure about the seventh horseman.
Although Hans Van Ripper and Farmer Van Til questioned the method of Ichabod's disappearance, the old country wives maintained for years that the schoolmaster had been spirited away by supernatural means. The bridge became more than ever an object of superstitious awe. The schoolhouse, deserted and fallen to decay, was reported as haunted by Ichabod Crane's ghost, and the plowboy swore that of a still summer evening he could hear Ichabod's voice chanting a melancholy psalm among the tranquil solitudes of Sleepy Hollow.